Welcome, everybody, to the Saturday call. A beautiful day in December. The sun is out, so that's a good thing always. We're very grateful to be on the call with you today. Got an exciting thing. We're going to give you lots of meat, lots of ideas, and just sort of take your understanding of Glimpse to another level today. And so I'd like to welcome everybody to the webinar today. Joining me, of course, is my beautiful wife, actually, who is the star of the show today. Terry, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, she's laughing at me. This is what I look like when I'm working. I'm a little not quite so dressed up today. I have the regular jogging pants on and the red shirt. Of course, here's some pictures of us from the recent convention in Zango. And I just love this picture of Terry laughing here on stage. So we're grateful to be involved with this incredible company. And how our lives have changed. So, yes, Wave One, $1 billion brand. What an incredible story Zango is, you know. And stories are what make up this industry. And you've got to learn how to tell stories. And you've got to learn to tell stories that are short stories, that are little bullet point stories. You know, I was on a call with the UK group, Sean Pring and Cass and Chris and all of those guys, and they were saying, well, Art, you know, how do you talk about Glimpse and how do you talk about things? And I realized that I talk in bullet points. And so a bullet point, and this is part of the story that I use whether I'm talking to product users or business potential people. The company has done over almost $1 billion their first 5 years. And, of course, we heard at convention almost $1.5 billion in 6 years. And so I throw in these little bullet points. It's an incredible story of success. And, you know, right now there's a lot of people, more than ever, and, in fact, we're going to talk to you about one of our friends who is interested in a business now because of what's going on in the stock market. But those kinds of people, listen, if with the economy the way that it is, the last thing you want to do is to put your time and energy and your commitment into some kind of an unproven startup, right? I mean, who wants to gamble with a company that's just trying to get their thing off the ground? And so what I see happening, and I think you will see this big time this year in this industry, is what I call a return to quality. People are going to be looking for established companies that have an incredible track record of success. They're looking for ways to make money, but they don't want to gamble on some company with some idea that hasn't been proven. And so we're perfectly positioned for that trend that I see coming here. And, yes, we own the mangosteen category. About 80% of all mangosteen sold in North America is sold by Zango. So we completely dominate the category because we have the whole fruit puree mangosteen juice. What a phenomenal product. Within 10 days, I noticed 90% of the pain in my sore, cranky left shoulder was gone, and I haven't looked back. And so that is my little short story. So Wave 2, we're talking today about our second billion-dollar brand, and that's how I talk about it. We did $1 billion with one product, and now we're coming out with our second billion-dollar brand. And I've said this before. It's easy to come out with new products if you're a network marketing company. I mean, if you could come out with a new product in 2 weeks, all you have to do is pick up the phone, call some manufacturer that's putting out products, ask them to put your label on it, ship it over to your warehouse, and within a few weeks you could be shipping products. Glimpse was not created like that. To have a category-creating product, and by that we're talking about something that is so distinctive, something that is so unique, something that is so powerful that there really is no competition, so that it becomes a new category in itself. Just like the mangosteen was a new category, never been done before, never been brought to market. Glimpse also represents that same kind of category. Xanthones, the same xanthones that have been proven over 6 years now in the human body that have produced almost miraculous results inside the body. We finally found a way through a fermentation process to pull these xanthone complexes out of this fruit and put it on the skin. And we've been waiting for that, Terry, for a long time. We've been waiting for a topical skin product from Zango since the beginning. I mean, I can remember our first conversations about this.
Yeah, I can remember actually sitting by the pool at Phuket, Thailand when we were a premier, saying to Beverly, you are going to come out with a topical, right? Because I knew that we could really change people's lives from the inside out and the outside in now with the topical. So I think we have something bigger than we could ever begin to imagine in our hands right now.
You know, actually, that's one of my pet peeves. I've been telling people this week, you know, the Zango community, you guys on the phone here, you really haven't got it yet. I know you just don't really have it, you know? And so what we're going to try to do is really help you get it. I mean, get that belief and conviction that, wow, this is something so spectacular that we should be telling everybody about it and getting everybody on this product and telling the story about toxic chemicals that are in skincare products and getting the word out, because there's nothing like this product. And Beverly Hollister, okay, I have to give some kudos to her. I mean, here's a woman that works day and night, sometimes doesn't even go home at night from the office, okay? If there was anybody on my team that worked as hard as Beverly Hollister, I would have a 200K premiere in 12 months. There is nobody on our team, including ourselves, that works as hard as Beverly Hollister for all of us. It's been her lifelong dream to come out with a product like this. Every ingredient, hand-picked, hand-selected for its performance, and to get rid of anything that would be toxic, but also to bring in the xanthone, something that would actually do something. And this is the most remarkable product we've ever seen because of the instant product experience that people can have. And with a little education, they want it, and they want it right now. We're going to talk about that in a second. So you are what you absorb. You know, guys, it wasn't more than 10 years ago or so that dermatologists and doctors thought whatever you put on your skin wouldn't end up in your body. You know, this is the old technology. This is the old paradigm in the cosmetic industry that we are going to dismantle through Glimpse. This paradigm of the fact that go ahead and put whatever you want. I saw Dr. Tutla's webinar on Wednesday night. He said the average woman puts on 5 pounds of chemicals on her body every year. I'm telling you, that goes inside the body, ends up in the bloodstream, and disrupts the entire body system. I mean, why? You know, and so they're beginning to link all of these chemicals to various conditions and diseases and so on. And so, Terry, I mean, I know to you it's ridiculous to think that you could put something on your skin and it's not going to go anywhere at this point.
Well, it's just amazing because if you guys think about it, any of those patches out there, for instance, patches that you do for stop smoking or the patches to stop nausea when you're on a boat or whatever, that is going to the cellular level. That is going through your bloodstream. And so we're wondering why people are having all of these big issues happening in their body and affecting their organs. So I think this is a very unique time that we're living in, that we do take the mask off of the chemicals out there.
Yeah. There we go. So what is it? Now, here's some education, and I'm telling you, you should be taking notes right now. You should be educating yourself. You should become a master of Glimpse. All great leaders that created greatness in this world were always masters of whatever it is that they were doing, and they educated themselves, and they studied, and they learned, and they grew. I don't know where that ring is coming from. So remember, one of the things that you can talk to people that is completely unique about the product that we have are the bioactive X3 complexes. These are the xanthones that we've been talking about. And this is an alive product. Even I didn't understand this until the last few weeks. It is enzymatically active, which is the way that you would determine a product that is alive. There's active enzymes in fruits that are fresh. And once they're processed, they lose those enzymatic. So this fermentation process keeps this product alive with the cold processing. And so it is an alive product that you're putting on. And, of course, you know, we're not going to go into a whole bunch of things, but you know that personal care products have a lot of chemicals and are toxic and potentially hazardous to health. And these are the ingredients to avoid. We've gone through this. You can get more information on this at Zango.com. And, of course, a lot of people use way more personal care products than they ever would want to believe. An average woman puts 168 chemicals on her body. And, Terry, I have to tell you that looks like the counter in your bathroom no more than 6 months to a year ago, hundreds of bottles.
Well, you know, I have to tell you guys, you know, I have very sensitive, dry skin, and my skin is very thin. And so I was always on the march for over 30 years trying to find something that would help my skin because it's so sensitive. You know, I wear hardly to none makeup of course, you know, I make up only when I'm at convention, but I don't wear any blush and I don't wear any base makeup. And so I was always looking for something that could help me. And so I struggled with that. And so I wish I had taken a picture of my garbage can when I threw all of this out. Unfortunately, I didn't because Art saw it and he was like, oh, my God, how much money is in there? But, you know, I couldn't ever use it. And as Beverly and I talked about it the day that I went in, it's the chemicals that were itching my face. It was the chemicals that were making me break out in hives. And so that's why I couldn't use the products.
Yeah, and so, you know, the thing is that Glimpse is extremely economical in my view, because I think most, gosh, I don't know how to say this without this sounding sort of caustic, but I think most women lie to themselves about, or certainly they do not let their husbands know how many bottles they're buying, how much money they're actually spending on personal care products. I mean, you've got some of these leaders here, but I was on a call. Melody Johnson had an esthetician, a spa owner, on her call the other night, and she said, Glimpse, you guys are just comparing your product, Glimpse, with department store brands, she says. Glimpse is better than anything that the spas have, and they sell their serums for $100, $200, $300, $1,000. And she says there's nothing out there in the spa community that can match what we've got with Glimpse. So this product is cheap. I'm telling you, it is cheap. It's cheap not only compared to what else is out there on the high-end skincare lines, but I believe that it can replace just about everything else that you're using. In fact, we're going to talk about that in a second. And so it's a very good value product, and we've had virtually no price resistance. So, Terry, let us go through these each and individual because we want to provide some basic product training on how to use this. We want to help you with this, and let's go through all of these systems here in individuals, Terry.
Okay, I just want to say that, remember, these 4 products to 6 products, if you got all 6, this is going to eliminate all those other products that you need. Your night cream can be used, your moisturizing cream. And also, the creamy cleanser is going to take off your makeup. You're not going to need any of those nasty pad removers, which really used to sting people's eyes that had sensitive eyes. And so you have to remember, you can let go of all of those products, all of those extra products with this. But, for instance, the normal to dry skin, the creamy cleanser, I had some questions that people were actually putting it on a wet face. And no, you really want your face to be dry when you apply the creamy cleanser. Remember, this is going to the cellular level. And so I use the dry skin one, and so I put it on my dry skin, the creamy cleanser. And I really like it to soak in. You know, if you can leave it on for 5 or 10 minutes, I really suggest that. Then I take a warm face cloth, a face cloth that has warm water in it, to rinse it off. And I rinse it off 2 or 3 times. Get in between those little crevices in the nose and under the chin and around your hairline. Really make sure you get it off because remember, this is an alive product. And so we want to make sure we get the cleanser off before we start our toner. And I make sure I just wave my hand over my face, make sure it's dry before I apply the toner. Now, Art will tell you when he does the toner, he sprays it. I don't like to spray in my face. I actually cup my hand, and I put my spray in my hand. I do about 1.5 pumps. I don't use a lot of toner because I do flush. When I first started, I flushed for 45 minutes. I have very dry, sensitive, remember, and thin skin. Be aware of the flushing. Do tell your people they're going to flush. That's really important. And then I clap my hands together, and I just tap it on my face. And then I let that dry. Okay, I go in and I get my tea started or whatever. Then I come back. The serum is my most exciting product. Of course, us over 50, we want those little lines to go away. We want to tone our face. The serum, I put it in the palm of my hand. Everybody does it a little bit different. Some people put it on their finger, and then they just spread it on their face. After the serum, you want your face to dry again. Just wave your hand over your face, guys, until it's totally dry because that's going to set up for now the moisturizer cream, which is now going to stay on with you through the whole day. And it's so wonderful. I've never had a product where, you know, around 3 o'clock I can touch my face and it's still soft and still feels like it's moisturized. I can touch my face at 6 or 7 o'clock at night before I go in to now take my stuff off for the day, like this cream off for the day, to put my night stuff on for my second time to the day to do it. And it's still soft. So, really important to do those steps, make sure it dries in between. You'll get way better results.
Terry, one of the most powerful things that we've got to do here, and you're so good at, and if you're listening on this and you're wanting to build a large, dynamic business here from this that could potentially change your entire life, you're going to have to master the art of follow-up. And of course, follow-up has always been important, but it is really important with Glimpse. And, you had a friend, in fact, we had a business builder who has just been ordering juice for, 3 or 4 years. And finally, kept hearing about Glimpse, kept getting dripped on about Glimpse, and finally his wife was like on his case, get me some of that Glimpse, right? Without ever talking to her, she wanted the Glimpse, and she knew it from the beginning. He was dragging his feet. Eventually, we got her a complete system, and I said, listen, when she gets her product, have her call Terry as soon as she gets it. She's going to walk her through exactly how to take it.
And, basically what I did when she called is I said, let's open it up together. And I said, look at the wonderful bag, the burgundy, look at the little pull tab, it's got the little mangosteen fruit on it. Like, this has all been thought out so brilliantly by Beverly Hollister. And then I had her take the bottles out, and we turned the bottles around, you guys. The reason I did that is because they're all numbered. I wanted her to see that. Remember, we're here to educate people. And I went through each one to tell her, just like I just told you, of what to do and how to apply it. And then the next morning, remember she had put it on twice, that night and then the next morning. After the morning, I phoned her back to say, do you have any questions? How did it go? To see if she was doing it properly. And it was brilliant.
What's interesting, too, and to continue the story, because now we're getting to System 2, which is the one that I use. And, of course, they had it complete. And so they had that's what I call the family pack, all 6 products. Remember, System 1 and System 2 have different cleansers. The toner and the serum is the same in both products. They have different, so we combine all 6, both cleansers, both creams or moisturizing lotions into one, which is a complete, right? And so I own it, wasn't going to mention any names, but she got her complete, and I got her husband on it, who's a longtime friend, told him how to shave with it and everything, and he got so excited. I mean, she called back and said, you know what? I mean, he's just really not into skin. I've never seen him. He can hardly wait in the morning. I'm telling you what, if you think that guys won't get into this skincare product, you are mistaken. Just let them try it. I mean, see, I have used creams for a long time. Terry would always look for different kinds of creams. They always bother me around the eyes. I'd get itchy, burning eyes. No such thing with Glimpse, of course, but I had never used a cleanser, and I had never used a toner. I was blown away. Imagine your first experience with a cleanser and a toner is Glimpse. Like I've been ecstatic. And so the gel cleanser, I'm going to talk about all the different ways of using the gel cleanser, but that is the product that I like the most. It's actually one of my favorite products. And, of course, like Terry says, I wash my face. Actually, the way I like to use gel cleanser, because I like to do a one-step program here, men are always looking for the short, fast, easy way to do things. I wet my face down first, because I want to create a little bit of frothing with the gel cleanser. And then I put not even a dime size in the palm of my hand, rub my hand together, and then I start rubbing over where my beard would be. And I get that going, right? And there's moisture already there, so it froths up really easy. And then what's left on my hands, I finish the rest of my face. And that's how I instructed this gentleman to use it, and he just absolutely loved it. And then, like Terry has taught me, once I've cleaned it and dried it through every different step, toner, serum, I got the old hand waving in front of your face to dry it down. I just love putting it on. And the moisture lotion, Terry.
Exactly. I'll pull him off the ceiling pretty soon, you guys. Here, he's just so excited. Can you tell? I mean, we have so much fun in the bathroom now because he's always talking about his face and everything to everyone. So we're so excited that you're excited, Art.
Listen, so I've become famous kind of in Zango world for how much I love the gel cleanser. And Misha Hughes came up to me, I think it was at convention. She is Beverly's personal care. She's her master esthetician that works with Beverly, and said, Art, why don't you come up with like the top 10 ways to use the gel cleanser? So that's what I've done here, because this is an incredible product, and we've discovered uses for it that even Zango hadn't even thought about. So we're all learning new things, but cleaning your face is one thing. But in the shower, I mean, you don't need a lot in the shower, because you don't need to get soap-looking soap froth all over your body. Really, less than a dime size in the palm of my hand, rubbing those palms together, and then just going over my entire body. Wherever you start, just keep rubbing it over, and it will travel over your whole body, you know, and you can feel it on your entire body. And so you use it in place of soap, and you will never use soap again. When you get out of the shower, we've had reports coming in from other people that have used it. Your skin feels so soft. Women are not having to put any kind of moisture creams on just from using the gel cleanser. So I also use it on my hair, and I love to leave it on my hair. And Terry, you've even used it as a mousse, for gosh sakes. I mean, how do you do that?
Well, you know, when I come out of the shower, and I do use the gel cleanser, of course, to do my hair and body, I was thinking, you know, that's going to the hair follicles. Like, why would I put on other mousses that now have chemicals on? So I kind of towel dry my hair to the best that I can, and then I scrunch it with the gel cleanser on there. Just scrunch it, and you need very little, you guys. I just kind of put it on my fingertips, and I spike it up. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah,
instead of putting toxic stuff. You know, the shaving cream, we kind of were a little concerned before Glimpse that the shaving lotion I was using was turning our sink blue. So what do you think that was doing to the body? So the one thing, and this was a breakthrough that I made months ago. Some of you have heard it, some of you hadn't, but I had an itchy skin problem that I was really struggling with. I mean, I have been struggling with this for months, and I had tried everything on it. Everything on it. I'm talking about all of the Glimpse products even. I tried the serum. I tried the moisturizer. You know, and one day I got the idea about the gel cleanser just because I like it so much. It feels so good. I don't want to take it off, and I applied it to this condition, and within 2 minutes, I'm talking about months of struggle and frustration, were gone in 2 minutes. And every time it tries to flare up, I apply it. Now, what I do with gel cleanser, and this is what we call our secret weapon, is we apply it, froth it up a little bit, and leave it on. And we're going to go through some of the other ways that you can use it too. So Terry, you know, some of you have heard her nettle sting. Same thing. She is very sensitive to nettles. Terry, why don't you tell that little story?
Yeah, you know, a nettle sting for me, because my skin is so thin, it can last me like 3 days. And so when I had the nettle sting, Art was kind enough to, of course, back a couple months ago when we had these samples, to lend me his gel cleanser, and it went on my baby finger and up the whole side. And I had struggled with it for a few hours before he gave me the gel cleanser, and we just frothed it up, and it went on there, and I'll tell you what, that sting was gone. So that was in the afternoon. I put some on that night because I didn't want to be wakened up by this nettle sting, and I never took it off. I just left it on, and it kind of adds this little stickiness, and then it just dries. And what it's doing is it's just kind of masking, I guess, taking the air, and it's going to the cellular level to heal. The next day, it was totally gone. Amazing product.
Yeah, so bee stings, mosquito bites. I also like to use it as a face mask at night. Sometimes when I go to bed, you can wash it once if you want to clean your face, right? And then reapply it and leave it on. And
you know, Melody Johnson the other night, her esthetician had said to do that and leave it on for 45 minutes. So I've been doing that the last couple of nights. And then I will take it off, and I'll actually put on the rest of my program because my face is so dry. But it's amazing, you guys. But you just have to make sure nobody makes you laugh because your face will it'll break up, right? So I told Art, don't make me laugh when I have this on.
Yeah, so acne is another thing that people are using it for. Here's a story from Jaden McLeod. You know, for the past 8 years, acne had a grip in my life. She tried everything, serums, masks, paste, powders. She had the metal fillings removed from her mouth. She spent thousands of dollars, many years. She had breakouts still. She started using Glimpse, she says down here, on a Friday morning and started seeing results within 24 hours. My skin felt calm and nourished. But today my skin has no flaking. It has been only 4 days. That's right. Today is Tuesday. I'm filled with joy and excitement. I am thrilled with my results and simply can't wait to see what it will hold for me in the future. So there is an acne condition that this woman had been struggling with here, a young woman by the look of it. And imagine how much emotional challenge there is from that, especially with a woman, you know, and you can see even how much better the rest of her skin looks here. 4 days with acne, one little spot left there, and you can see it smoothing out here, and so phenomenal with that. Also, here's a lady with cold sores here. What a phenomenal story. You know, these things can be really, really nasty, and here she was using the Glimpse moisturizer on her lips, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. So what a phenomenal product. Thank you, Maria DeForge from Wheatley, Ontario. I think I met those folks up there in the Windsor area, a great group of people there. So a fabulous product, Terry, that has lots of benefits. It's not just about no toxins. It's not certainly just about looking good and feeling good the way that it does, but it also can help some difficult conditions.
I think we have to remember, you know, like the way I like to explain it is nutrition for the skin. This is so important. I mean, you guys, we're going to change people's lives. I've never talked to so many parents that have teenagers that have really bad acne. And, I mean, this is a very difficult thing. I remember when I was growing up, my older brother used to get it. And, you know, he had, of course, the boys had their bedrooms downstairs, and me and my sister had ours upstairs. And he used to hide in his bedroom for 3 days and wouldn't go to school. I can remember taking his meals and putting it by the door and saying, so, Glenn, when are you going to come out? You know, I was quite concerned, but it was because his acne was so bad. He was so embarrassed to go to school. So we're really going to help a lot of people, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, so, you know, this really, I have to say, you know, honestly, this is the easiest product to sell that I've ever seen. It's the simplest, easiest product. If you just get out of your own way, if you just see the excitement, see the power in this, share some stories, share your excitement, I'm telling you, there isn't a woman on the planet that doesn't want this stuff on their face. Not one single woman. And so to show you how simple and easy it is, and I know this isn't going to be the same for everybody because I know you don't have the same intent that we do. And I know that you don't have the same kind of thoughts that we do. And I know you don't have the same kind of confidence. So there is always an inner game to marketing, to where if you don't really believe in what it is that you're doing, you know, people will not respond, and it doesn't have anything to do with what you say. So you've got to search within yourself to disgorge yourself from your disbelief and your doubt and your fear, and just get the word out and keep it so simple. And so, you know, we're going to go back through what has evolved on Terry's Simple System, because I can tell you this, Terry does not talk about chemicals. She doesn't know any of those numbers about how many people put skincare, how many chemicals. She knows there's chemicals, but she doesn't think like that. She wants something simple. And so a simple email. Now, and I'm calling this sharing, right? And in fact, as I view this as a person that is a marketer, this is what I call unmarketing, not marketing. It's passing information to your family and your friends that you want to educate in a very simple, non-threatening, non-marketing, non-pushy kind of manner. And it's powerful. So this simple little email went out to, I don't know, 20 or 30 of Terry's little friendly email group ladies, right? You know, that she's been emailing with for the last number of years. They know we're in Zango. Most of them are not involved, and most of them are not interested. So we don't push it at them, right? But Glimpse comes out, and we sent some a picture. Now we call this glimpsestories.com. We sent some pictures here. Hey, just want you to know, I've been in Zango. We're coming out with a new nutrition product and a clip on this ABC Chicago video thing. And not just a pretty face. If you'd like to know more, you can phone or email me. That was the only thing that went out. She wanted it simple. She believes anything that you have to scroll is worthless and should be deleted. Right, Terry?
I keep telling her to keep it to just that one page. You know, I'm a strong believer when I get stuff on emails, if I have to scroll it, it's too long for me to read. You know, we've got other things to do, and so I'm afraid that people delete stuff. So I think it's really important to keep it simple. And I was just kind of trying to reach out to our friends and family to let them know and to give them a glimpse, basically. And this is one of the pictures that was part of the email. And so I did get emails back from people saying, wow, or people would IM me and say, is this for real? And I would IM back, and I'd say yes. You see, I didn't go into a long dissertation at all, and it just so happened that this one friend said, well, when can we meet on IM? And I said, how about, it was Thanksgiving week. I said, how about like Monday, Tuesday? She says, okay, I want some of that glimpse.
Well, Terry, because we sold out, within days, whatever we had here in our thing. Within 2 or 3 days, we had 3 of these systems, and another lady would have taken one. We made her order direct, right? But since then, we got another call, and because you've been dripping on this, we got another call from a friend of ours last weekend, and basically she wasn't in Terry's email loop. She got the email from another friend of Terry's who just so happened she'd seen us at the mall recently and was really impressed with how we look. And then she got the email on this, contacted her friend, and so we met with her yesterday. So I don't know how many systems we sold, but yesterday we met with Marlene, and it was a local person. And what happened there, Terry?
Well, basically when I talked to her on the phone, she said, Dolores had sent me this email, like, is this for real? And I said, yes, it is. She says, well, I've got very dry skin. And I said, well, great. I said, why don't we meet over coffee? Why don't we meet at Starbucks? I wanted a local place. She's an hour from us, and we're a half hour, in. And so we both drove our half hours and met at Starbucks. And the basic to this is, she had said to me, well, I know you and Art have been with that company for 5 years or something. She says, I just didn't realize, you were still doing it. And I said, yes, we are. I said, it's amazing. And so anyways, I said to her, I said, well, why don't I bring the product to you and I can walk it through with you so that we can talk about it. She says, well, I don't want to do any of that MLM stuff. I said, no, that's fine, no problem. We'll just get you the product, and we'll do it that way. 5 minutes later, she phoned back, and she says, Terry, I'm just thinking Dolores is going to want one, so I think we better get her a system as well. And I said, okay, I'll bring 2 then. That'll be fine. 3 minutes later, she phones back, and she says, I'm just thinking my daughter's going to want that for Christmas. Can you get me another one and bring it on Friday when we meet for coffee for my daughter? So you see what's happened. She doesn't want to do that MLM stuff. But what happened on Friday yesterday? Yes, we signed her up. And yes, she also, you guys, also bought a case of juice. So she got all of these systems plus a case of juice, and she's going to sign the daughter and Dolores up. So this was so simple.
Yeah, you didn't get into a long conversation, chatted with her and stuff. And, of course, we're so excited about the product, and that's the key, right? We know how powerful this product is, and so that people pick up on that right away. And so she bought 2 Glimpse systems. We signed her up on a case ADP on AutoShip. We're going to talk about the difference between retail and wholesale because she wants to build a business now. She's lost $100,000 of her retirement income because of what's going on in the stock market and very safe, secure investments. She needs an income stream. She's a very wonderful, powerful lady, has lots of contacts, and this is somebody that we did sell a case of juice to about 3 or 4 years ago. So, and so the other one, though, was another person that does buy juice that responds to that email, Terry, and you just said, why don't you come over and try it on, right?
Yeah, I said to her, we haven't seen each other for a while. Why don't you come over? Because remember, you guys, I'm not going to be doing the parties, the big parties. I don't really do that very well. I kind of like the one-on-ones or 2 people in the house. And so, sure enough, she came over, and, we had a cup of tea, and I had a little appetizer that I wanted to try out on her for Christmas to see what she thought of my appetizer. And so I had my little glimpse all set up in the kitchen area there, and she sat on the stool, and I said, do you want your tea first? And she says, no, I want my glimpse first. She says, how do we do this? And, you know, I put it on half of her face. She actually did it. This is something you need to know, is estheticians say that we're actually not allowed to put it on people's face for them. So let your people put it on, okay? And so we did half her face first. I told her to not come with makeup. And she says, okay, great. So we did half her face, and then we paused. And I put the mirror to the side, and we paused, and we went over, and we had our tea, and we had our little appetizer that I made for her. And then she kept saying, so I'm going to go back and look at my face. And she went back, and she did flush out because she has rosacea. On one side of her cheek is on, so we did the rosacea side. She says, wow, this is neat. I said, yeah. I said, but wait, now that you've seen your face, now we'll do the other side, because the other side of the face doesn't have rosacea, right? I said, so now, because it's been like 20, 30 minutes, we've been sitting there chatting. She's been looking at it, and she's been feeling it. I said, feel one side, feel the other side. Oh, wow, what a difference. She was so impressed. And so anyways, we did the whole face, and then she sat there for another 10 minutes, and we chatted, and she went back to the mirror, and she says, I can't believe this. Like, this is really going to change some people's lives out there. And so she was really impressed. And so I was really low on product, obviously, because now I'm out.
Yeah.
And so I said to her, you know, you're going to have, because she's a distributor, I said, so just go online and order it. And so there you have it, another one.
And the one thing I want to point out here is that this is just what I call simple sharing, sending an email out, telling your little story, and then following up with other emails on marketing. Of course, a lot of people are wanting to do home presentations using a DVD and a demo. Those are great if you like to do those kinds of things. I've been sending some samples and DVDs out, and the trick with the sample is getting people to use it. It's so much easier if you can get people right face-to-face. But I'm telling you, follow-up is the key. And guess what Terry did this morning with Marlene, who took those two Glimpse systems out yesterday? What do you think she was doing before the webinar today? Following up. And what did you find from your follow-up call?
I phoned, and I was just amazed, you know. She actually read everything, all the stuff that we gave her, the literature. And she was, last night when we left her, she was just going to go home and do the cream because she has very dry skin. She has never done any form of cleansers, toners, anything like that. She wears no makeup, okay? But she's 72 years old.
She puts on Vaseline, for gosh sake.
She puts on Vaseline, you guys. That is really bad, but I didn't want to tell her that, how bad that was. So anyways, I did the follow-up on her, and she says, my face was a bit dry. And I said, that's because remember, she's got dry face like me, you guys, people that have really dry face. That's because the cream is acting as a sponge. It's trying to soak it all up. And so now in the next couple of days, remember, I'm going to phone her Monday and check on her and see how she's making out. The face is going to rebalance itself. We have to remember that our face is trying to get rid of all those toxins, of course, from what we've been putting on, whatever we've been putting on, and everyone's different. But I'm going to follow up on Monday to make sure that she's putting it on properly and go through each one and have her tell me how she's doing it. It's really important, this follow-up, and so that they don't miss a step. Now, and the other reason I did follow-up is I wanted to make sure if she's going to flush out on the toner, I wanted her to know exactly. Remember the toner, we're going to the cellular level. We're actually taking oxygen to the cells with the toner. We have to educate our people. I think it's so important for those of you people that think you're going to go out to spas and to hairdressers and do this. If we are not educated, we're not going to have the proper knowledge to give these people. But to get it on people's faces, that's where it's at right now, you guys.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. How easy is that? I mean, these are people that we could never get to buy the juice, really. And guess what, Marlene, was the first product that she took? She hasn't even started on her juice yet, right? She's got something else she wants to finish, if you can believe it. But the skincare, it's on. So, I mean, it's phenomenal. So we've got this retail paradigm here, and I think it's created a lot of confusion. And I hope to try to clear up a little bit of the confusion today, because there's a time to retail and there's a time to wholesale, and I don't think it's all cut and dried. So I like the retail aspect, okay? First of all, people want this product now. They don't want to wait. They don't want shipping. They don't want sometimes to join anything. They want the product now. And if they can come and get it from you, then you can retail it to them, and you can wholesale it to them too if you want, right? I mean, you can charge whatever you want for this product. For us, we're looking to build a network here. So we're not concerned about retail profits. We're wanting to build a network, and if we can build a network, then we can make, you know, a fortune helping other people. So there's times for retail. And when should you sign somebody up? I have just said this, and this is really the point that I wanted to make. If you've got somebody that just wants to try the product, they're not interested in the business, they're local especially, and you've got a system, why not retail it to them, make a little bit of profit? It does not cost them any more money. If you were to sign them up for $150 for wholesale, at $35 is $185. At shipping, you know, we're close to $200. So I'm suggesting to you, if you want to retail it, you pay for the shipping, charge $200 plus recapture the tax that you've already paid when Zango ships it to you. You don't have to submit tax to the state. Zango collects the tax by law, and so you're collecting it back. But anytime somebody wants to build a business, for gosh sake, sign them up. But there's no point signing up somebody that wants to build a business without putting them on AutoShip, is there? First of all, they can't earn any money if they're not buying the product, number one. And number two, if they're not on AutoShip, they're going to only earn a 20% power bonus instead of 30%. So like with Marlene, even though, you know, she went on AutoShip for the juice and bought the Glimpse, I think that's a great way to do it. Buy some Glimpse now. We're not sure how long it's going to last. Get them on some form of ADP, and then who knows? I mean, you could have people coming in for Glimpse, be quite happy to get a system, a complete system, for $200 a month, month after month, right? And if they're in a situation where, you know, they've still got a set left, and they've got one to sell. This stuff is so easy to sell. And so, you know, I think wholesale is when somebody wants to build a business or is willing to go on ADP. But your goal is to build a network here, so you're going to look to let every customer know how they can become a member, how they can build a business, how they can share it with their friends, how to go through the builder packs and show them the profit potentials. And so our goal is to build a network, and in order to build a network, people have to join. And when they join, we want them on ADP so that they're getting the product every month and they're sharing it with friends, and that they can share it with other people. They cannot share it with other people if they're not a member. And so it's up to you to point that out to them.
And remember, everyone, we've got our great category creator, the juice. You know, the juice goes in harmony with the Glimpse, and what's going to be happening is the two are going to start to feed each other. Remember, from the inside out and the outside in. Think how powerful those enzymes are going to be now, with it being on the skin and now going inside, because we're helping so many people, just like Marlene, that, you know, wanted the Glimpse and said, you know, I really need to look after my organs and my body inside as well. And, you know, she doesn't take any medication, so she is a healthy person. But at 72, she's saying, I want to keep myself healthy. So I think it's very important. We've got the vitamins. We've got 3 very powerful products. We should always have those on our tables or in our view or in literature, whatever, to help people know that we've got 3 great products.
Yeah, and it's a Christmas. Wow, you guys, listen, what a great Christmas gift Glimpse makes. I forget what lady it is put this beautiful table together that she displays for her Glimpse gatherings, I think. And but wow, do you know any men out there that are looking for gifts for their wife? I'm talking about every man. Every man is looking for a gift for his wife for Christmas. Guys, listen, call up your male friends and say, hey, I've got the perfect gift for your wife. You know, oh my gosh, and that's what Marlene did. She bought one of the systems for her daughter who's coming for Christmas. And so we should be selling millions of this for Christmas, okay? So I want you to think about not only your Christmas list, but the people that you know. And we also need some sort of an email on this, I think, Terry.
Yes, and don't forget that when you're going to people's houses for, you know, all of these different functions and what have you, normally you would take a bottle of wine. Hey, take a bottle of juice. I mean, there's nothing more wonderful. Or take a basket of something if you're going to be giving people little hostess gifts as you go to all of these Christmas gatherings and meeting with people that you normally don't meet the rest of the year at Christmas time, I think is really important.
Yeah, we're going to summarize a little bit here. So we have the System 1 and System 2, just so there's no confusion here. These retail at $200 and wholesale for $150. This complete retails for $270, wholesales for $200. These are the builder packs that we've been talking about. Actually, the small builder pack, you get 2 of each, $50 less than wholesale, plus you get the free DVD and the home party pack. So $250 profit potential for the small builder pack. Everybody that is doing Zango should be rotating these. We're just about out again, so just keep rotating in. Here's the big one. If you're really serious, I think this is great because it gives you the 6 completes. Now, maybe some of your people will start on the 4 system set, right? And that will leave you with an extra gel and or an extra cleanser and an extra moisture product, right? But they will upgrade to that later. And that gives you some individuals to work with as well. So this is a phenomenal deal because we're talking about wholesale is $1,200 on this, 6 of these. So it's $200 less than wholesale, plus the home party pack tells you, and this is what is all included in it, everything you need to have a home presentation, brochures, postcards, invitations, all kinds of stuff in there, showing you some of the things that are in there.
I love the little thank you cards. I think those are going to be so great, you guys. There's nothing greater than sending that out to your people and thanking them for getting their order.
Education, if you don't have not just a pretty face, you need to read that book. This is part of your business here, right? This is part of educating yourself. Now, Terry, you haven't read that book, but you've heard about it, and you're into. It's interesting. We talked about this before. You don't like to talk. You don't bother with the chemicals. There's toxins. You don't need all the details on it. I think, you're more.
I just try to keep it really simple. It's like, there's a lot of big words there, and that's not really my deal. Art does the big words, and so I'll leave that one with him.
We also have a new website. They did a phenomenal job of putting this website together. A lot of your product questions on Glimpse can be answered here. There's lots of Glimpse stuff, ingredients, all this kinds of thing under product science opportunity. Great, new, easy to locate, easy to get around website. Let me see, Terry. I think we've just about covered it. Was there anything else?
No, I think that's great. Christmas is coming, and this is the time to give. And so I think it's really important to share the gift of health. I've always said that at Christmas time because there's so many people out there that need that. And now this year, the gift of wealth, because there's so many people that need that with people that are losing their jobs. We have both for people. And so I think we need to always remember that and to just come from your heart and to share that's what Zango is really all about.
Well, as I said before, this is the most powerful product ever put to the market. I know that because I have 20-plus years of experience in the industry. I understand products. I understand health. I know about stories. I understand a category-creating product. I have seen the vision on Glimpse long before anyone else in the company saw the vision in Glimpse. I still see the vision in Glimpse. The product that's being delivered here is producing life-changing results already. You guys are just not excited enough about it. If you were, you'd be all over buying builder packs and signing people up and doing all kinds of things with your business. So I'm here to tell you that your opportunity to completely change your financial future. What if, this was your chance to change your financial future? What if you really just decided for once that you were going to do this and let nothing hold you back? You know what I'm saying? What if you really made up your mind and said that no matter all of my fears and doubts, I'm going to put them aside, I'm going to discard them for 12 months, and I'm just going to work my business every single day, and I'm going to talk to new people. If your business is not growing the way that you want, I can tell you it's based on one fundamental thing. There's one thing you've got to do that you haven't been doing enough of. I said this on the UK call this week. How many new people did you talk to last week? Brand new people or old contacts that you have not talked to in a long time. How many brand new people did you talk to last week about Glimpse? Now, of course, you've got to follow up, and of course, you've got to get them information. But the number of new contacts each week is the key to developing momentum and success in your business. Now, I don't know how you're going to make those contacts. There's a myriad of ways of making those contacts. But you've got to make those daily contacts. And I've said this before, one or two new contacts a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks out of the year. I'm giving you 2 weeks off each year. For 2 to 5 years can build you a six-figure income. Unfortunately, for a lot of the people in our team, honestly, I'm saying this to you truthfully to help you see what it is that's holding you back. It's more like 1 or 2 per week, or 1 this week and 2 next week. There's no consistent daily activity. You've got to have this business on the forefront of your brain if you want to build it. You've got to continually talk to new people and bring in a lot of new people into the business. We have turned more new people onto Glimpse and re-educated and re-evaluated and recharged old people than we've ever seen. I mean, it's incredible how people want this. So what if you really made up your mind, to really go for this? What other choices are out there for not just you, but the people that you know? There's people that are really discouraged about the financial situation, and you can bring them hope. There's people out there that are praying for better health, and you have a product that can reduce inflammation and potentially change their life. There's people that are getting sick from toxic chemicals, and you have a great story to tell. And all you need to do, I think, is really make up your mind. Make a decision, okay? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give everything I've got for 12 months, and I'm not only going to change my life, I'm going to change my family's life, and in the meantime, I'm going to help thousands of people get well. I'm going to give people hope, and I'm going to build a huge worldwide network that is going to go all over the world, and I'm going to make the world a better place from my efforts in the next 12 months. And so this is our Christmas message to you. We're not going to be back the rest of the month. I don't believe so. Anyway, at this point in time, we have Christmas coming up. We've got Chris Peterson doing the webinar next Saturday, and we're off for a little bit of a vacation, well-deserved, I might add. So I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Remember these words, what if? Make your lists, make your goals, make your dreams, and get ready for the new year. It's going to be spectacular for you if you make up your mind. Terry, anything else?
Thank you all. We're just so grateful to have you all as part of our webinars, and we're just really excited. Art really does need a breakaway, so I am going to pull him away and unplug him. So we want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll be in touch when we get back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great